Howdy again, buddy. Sean from KappisCards with you again tonight. I got another one of these eBay mystery boxes of football cards to open here for you. And as always, these cards are going to wind up in the shop that I have over here in my Etsy shop. So you can check us out. The link is in the description of the video. It's always right there on the breaker mat too. But give us a like, subscribe here on YouTube if you like these sort of mystery box openings or pack openings, things like that. You also get product updates when I do that in the shop. And of course, you can like us over on the other social media channels for pictures of Cappy when he's in here hanging out and that sort of stuff. Though we had some storms come through an hour ago, so he's hiding somewhere. He doesn't do well with the thunderstorms and all. So this box a little bit different than other boxes I've had before because I had to cut off the label. Right? They had the big shipping label, and they also wrote it in like huge Sharpie marker, my address and their address, and I tried to, color it over and everything like that with my own Sharpie marker. It just didn't work. So I wound up just cutting it off. So I did kind of get a sneak peek on what's in here, at least in terms of how they've laid it out, right? And this is very different than I've seen any of these boxes that I've ever bought, right? Because most of them, they're just in here loose and they're, all stacked up, that type of thing. This person used blaster boxes, right? So you can see here's Bowman Chrome blaster box, right? And this looks like something they handmade out of like a pasteurized cheese box. All right. That's not what I was expecting, but okay. Here's another blaster of something, right? NBA hoops. And, they did this to protect the cards, though there's some hanging out down here loose, right? I'm just going to set them aside right here. You can see these look like they're mostly 90s cards and stuff like that. I believe there's supposed to be some modern stuff in there, too. This person liked their modern basketball, right? But it's got some more loose over here, right? Some more 90s cards, that sort of thing. So my goal is, of course, not just to open these and show these to you, right? But when I'm updating these packs, I've got 19 football teams still available. There's a Prestige blaster that they used and a Contenders. So maybe some of these will find their way in here, right? 21 Bowman Platinum Baseball. That won't be in there. It should be all football. But what I was saying, right? Let's open that one up and see what that is. But what I was saying basically, right, is, I've got 19 football teams still in stock right now. There's some of them, I'd say most of them are, 8 or less, right, packs that are available. So they're going to run out pretty soon. Hopefully during preseason, we'll get them updated and have these out for you in some way. So we got some collector's choice here from the 90s, right? That's 95 collector's choice. Usually find these in here. You can already see some of the ones we always usually find too, right? Like 90 Fleer is a popular one for these sorts of mystery boxes. So let's see if there's any, stars of note, right? Kevin Green's a Hall of Famer. Heath Schuler. I don't know what happened to him after he left Congress, right after he lost. Yeah, so now that Seau, the late Junior Seau, Hall of Famer. And Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk from The Greatest Show on Turf, Isaac Bruce. That era of the Rams. And Orlando Pace apparently at some point was $3 for his rookie card. So not sticking too bad in there. Let's get that out of there. So, never seen an Orlando Pace rookie that I remember out of Stadium Club. What year is that? 97 Stadium Club. So that's pretty cool. That's different. And let's see, some more Pats this time, right? Pats and the Rams there. So let's look at this card that I pulled out here, right? Does it have a blank back, or is there like something on the back here? This card has a blank back. Is it stuck? That's what I can't figure out here. No, that card actually has a blank back. That's bizarre. I've never seen a Topps Finest card with a blank back. So I have to do some research on that one. Let's leave that one right here where it can be seen. It's, probably just a cheapo card anyway. It'll wind up in a pack, but still, no idea what that is. Or I might have to look at it and play with it a little bit more as well. So let's go into one of these let's go into the cheese box first. Let's see what's in here. Got a bunch of top-loaded cards in here too. And I'm not going to pull them all out, right? So Trent Dilfer. Looks like a lot of mid-late 90s kind of, stars, that sort of thing. Dwight Freeney, of course, Marvin Harrison. These are a little more modern, early 2000s. So, hey, if they're sorted like this, saves me a little time. Steve Largent, Jim Kelly. So there's definitely some Hall of Famers mixed in. Funny story about Nick Bell. It's the first auto I ever pulled in my life was him out of Pro Line. I've still got it. And it confused the hell out of me. You know, I was like 10 or 11 years old, 12 years old. Because the card's got like a, like a notary, that sort of imprint on it. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. It's autoed on the back, right? So Barry Sanders. I have to find that somewhere over here in the dresser next to me, right, with all my other PC cards. And who's that? Daryl Tapp, who cares? Marshall Faulk again. Isaac Bruce, Hall of Famer. Steven Jackson. A lot of Rams early on here. And some Raiders here. But it's a nice mix, to start here. Different years, late 90s and stuff you don't usually come across too often. Or these sort of, 15-ish-year-old cards. So that's cool. I like the Jim Plunkett and Dave Casper, these Super Bowl tickets. What's that out of? It's a Panini product. Don't know where that's from. If you know where these are from, these cards look like tickets, let me know. Jason Campbell. So a lot of Raiders here. And now we're going through some Bucks again. There's Barry Sanders, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Reggie White, Rick Meyer a few times there we passed. What he was supposed to be, and then how many different teams did he wind up playing for? Like 9 or something like that. When it didn't work out after that first year in Seattle. They figured out he really only played to half the field, I think, right? Let's see, some more Bucks out of Pro Set there. There's Dean Biasucci, so we got some Colts. Thurman Thomas, Hall of Famer. Marvin Harrison is in the Hall, too. Is that Edgerrin James? Yeah. So some Colts here, local teams. Still got a lot of Colts in stock. They don't sell very well. One of those teams like the Cardinals, the Colts, the Jets are selling better now that they've getting a lot more attention. Have to watch for some Aaron Rodgers cards, right, in the Jets and things. So, Jose Canseco, you are not a football player. And neither are you, Roger Clemens. But that Clemens is pretty blown up, isn't it, there in the corner? Yeah, don't focus on it, but don't know why they're in there, but we'll set them aside. These, oh my God, these headache-inducing Pacific cards. And when I'm sitting here and the light hits them wrong, if I've got them on top of the pile. Oh, and that one isn't going to be fun, too. Right, that Barry Foster card. Interesting backs on these, at least. Right? Something different. Don't come across them very often. When I do, it's usually just a couple. There's more than usual there. Jerome Bettis. Oops, who did I drop? Sorry there, Ty Law. Reggie White. Thurman Thomas again. What are these? Sport cards. No idea what that is. News and price guides. Can't read the name there. Alan something. Sports card news. Steve Etman, Desmond Howard. I don't want to come apart. There we go. Oh, Barry Sanders is hiding under there. Marinovich, the Robo QB. Not so much. There's the Aikman team card, right, from 91 upper deck. There's a random 85 tops. Lewis Lips. It's in decent shape for being an all-black card like that. So all-black borders are always tough. And any more, I like that Randy White Cortez Kennedy card. I might set that aside for myself. Randy White's one of those PCs that I have. Oh, we got the embossed sort of cards, right? I shouldn't flip off the camera. It wasn't what I was trying to do. But, the action pack that always stand up there a little bit. What's this? It's one of those upper deck things. Yeah. Sort of a hologram card, which doesn't show up too well in this light on camera. Yeah, what's at the bottom here of the cheese box? Yeah, we got Elway. Joe Montana. Jim Kelly again. Reggie White. So, good mix of 80s, 90s Halls of Famers right in here. And some interesting different cards, right? And that's what I'm always going for in my packs. You're not going to get a whole box of 90 Fleer, right? Or a whole pack of 90 Fleer when you buy my packs, right? So, more than just that. Yeah, you might get a Pro Set card or two, right? And you might get, a Fleer card or something like that. But you're going to get some of these other things as well. I'm not going to spend time flipping them all over here. We're going to be here forever. As I do that, I say that, they're all flipped the wrong way anyway. So, Irvin Fryer seems to be the Redskins. Sorry, packs, right? that are mixed in here. They just got sold today. So let's see if that improves their chances of getting a new stadium and getting rid of the dump that is FedEx Field. And, you know, dump in more ways than one. You go there, you never know what's going to be spraying out from the pipes and all. But, you know, Landover is such a area too, right? There's nothing out there. I remember going to the old Cap Center there, right? Capitol Center when it was there for the, what were the Bullets, right, at the time when I was a kid. So I'm pulling out some of these Cowboys that I PC. If you follow my channel, you know I do PC the Cowboys. I'm just have to check and see if I have a couple of these, right, that I do like. That Emmitt Smith was $2 at some point. I think I have that one, but I'm going to set it aside anyway just to make sure. That's Kevin Smith, Kevin Williams. And now we're on to the Ravens. Ravens didn't come to Baltimore when I was in high school, so that's, you know, part of the reason why I wound up a Cowboys fan as a kid. You know, they were always on TV, and everybody else was a Skins fan, so I always go the opposite way of most things in Maryland, right? Politically speaking and everything speaking, right? No offense if you live in Maryland, right? You know, I'm a Frederick native, but, you know, I visit my family, and that's, you know, my mom and all. That's about it. I couldn't pay me to live in Maryland now. So, again, no offense if that's you. So, some Bears, some Eagles back there. Lots of Bears. All right, that's good. The Bears are a good seller. There's an Urlacher. Devin Hester. Will he ever get in the Hall of Fame for his punt returns? You could make an argument for him. Well, it's pretty fringe, but you can make an argument for him. Some Jets here. So these are organized. That does save me some time and will speed up the whole sorting process for me as I'm going through and putting these into packs. So first they separate by team, and I make sure I get any that are, you know, all dinged up and that sort of thing, and get them aside, which there might have been some as we're going through that you might have seen here already, but I'll check them as I'm not looking through a camera, right, to see how these go. Yeah, it's more of these 90 Fleer. 90 score, 91 score, 90 Fleer, 91 Pro Set, 90 Pro Set. Those are the sets, right, that always wind up in these packs somewhere. See, there's 90 Pro Set right there. So, that Carson Palmer, yeah. More Carson Palmers there. Ocho Cinco going in the Bengals Hall of Fame was announced today, along with Boomer. I'm surprised it took Boomer that long to get in there, but I know he didn't leave Cincinnati on the best terms when he did ultimately go. Some more Bengals, some Packers now. Ray Lewis. So yeah, 30 mixed cards in every pack, right? You know, different cards of stars and other players from the teams, right? You might get some in college uniforms too, because hey, that's just how cards were. Now these are interesting. These are early 80s cards, right? Maybe mid 80s. These Fleer action cards, right? Which one is this one? This is 84. So, you know, the AFC NFC Pro Bowl card is one, but I'll throw that in with the Saints. And there's a pretty cool Skins one, right, where you can see the statistics and all there that they put on, which, of course, the Skins were one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league back then, 83. The year after the strike. We got another 85 card. It's a leaders card. The punting leaders, but hey, it's 85 tops is not one I usually get very often, right? Usually anything in these boxes before like 89 or 90 is kind of a hit, right? Or if you do get them, they're unfortunately pretty chopped up, right? I have got some 86 commons, right? Of course, obviously people looking for the other card, you know, Jerry Rice rookie, Steve Young rookie, it's all in that. These I count as bonus cards because they're flash cards, right? So I don't count them as, you know, towards the 30. They'd be an extra, like the 31st card in a pack. Just like if there were mini cards and that sort of thing. I mean, whose idea was to stick football players on flash cards, but hey, you know, whatever works, right? Yeah, that's that box. So let's throw that out of the way. And some more nice mix of cards. Lots of Chargers now. I like that it's different years and different things, right? So, of course, putting them in blasters like this probably reduced the number of cards that were in that box significantly. But I guess it did give them a little protection. from bouncing around in the Postal Service and in the box. So what year is this Bowman that keeps popping up? 02 Bowman. Not that design. 02 Bowman. Yeah, lots of Vikings there. Wayne McGarity. And we're back to some Bears there in 91 tops. Let's see what else we get here. Some of his tops certified. And back to Bowman. Rookies and stars. So I'm just going to go through these a little quicker here. So we're starting to drag a little long. Lots of this playoff from 2010 contenders. Some more rookies and stars from about 10 years ago. Topps Platinum. Yeah, if you're going to the National this weekend up in Chicago, enjoy. I've never attended. No real interest in attending, to be honest with you. Probably wouldn't serve. I mean, I'm sure I could find cards on PC, but other than that, you know, probably not going to find a lot of bulk like this and that sort of stuff to, you know, make my product and that type of stuff. Because obviously I'm, you know, catering to a different crowd than that. You know, when you go up to any of those kind of big shows, I've gone to some here in the Indy area, obviously the Midwest Monster and that kind of stuff. People carrying around the little briefcase, that sort of thing, and that's cool. But it's just not what I'm doing. I like sitting here and going through these cards and just playing around, and I make a couple of bucks, right, on top of things. Help pay some bills and kill some time, right, from doing some other things here at night. Lots of Chiefs here now. I didn't see any. I mean, there was Tony Gonzalez, right? So we got some Cowboys here. Let's see what we pulled out of this. That Irvin is different. I don't know if I have that one. This Aikman, I don't think I have either. So I've been building that, obviously, a PC of these, you know, just players that, obviously, the big ones there, the big triplets and all. And, of course, some more modern ones, too, right? But, you know, building a nice PC collection of them is over the last couple of years as I've been grabbing these boxes. You know, I've got most of their rookies and everything already, right? And from every which way you can back in the 90s. And some of the modern ones, too. Dak and, you know, Zeke and people like that. But you know, lots of Raiders. That's good. Raiders are a great selling team. Be a nice mix pack there. And we got some more Ravens here from 20-ish years ago. Here's some Saints. And back to some random mix here. These action, or what are they, sport flicks, right, whatever they're called. There's sport flicks in baseball. I think they are in football too. I could look, but I'm not going back. Maybe we'll come across another one. Let's see who's in here. Starting with Kyle Brady when he was $1, right? That's a long, long time ago. Yeah, Steve McNair. Who's that now? So yeah, just another. You can see the mix is pretty standard with the score mixing in, and then a bunch of cards just from around the turn of the century coming up through today. There's some 90 tops in there too, to go with the 90 Fleer. The cheese box, I think, is the funniest part of this one. I don't recall it listing any, special cards, any, numbered cards or things. I'll have to go through and make sure, but I haven't seen any. Doesn't mean they haven't been in here, but I'm going pretty quick through them. So Jerry Rice is Jerry Rice is a Seahawk. You don't see that very often. And some Cardinals. If you're a Cardinals fan, definitely hit up my shop. Brandon. There's plenty of them to pick from. Well, I pick for you, but still plenty of them to sell to you. More Chiefs. And we got some Prestige, more recent. These look fresh from a pack. Somebody just stuck in there. I'm going to set that deck aside. I think I've got it. But, these look pretty clean. It's Julian Love. I thought it was Jordan Love. And so what year is that Prestige? 19? Or is it 18? 19. Should wear my glasses when I do this, but I don't. And Jared Goff on the back there. Whoops, still here. So 2 more boxes to go through, and then we'll call it a video. And some Tony Romo's there. Not sure I have a Topps Platinum Tony Romo. Tony didn't win the American Century Championship or whatever like he has in the past. Stephen Curry did a great job. You know, he had aces in there and then winning with an eagle putt. That was pretty cool. Of course, the British Open or the Open Championship started today, however you choose to call it. But remember when I turned Chad Hutchinson in like Madden 04 into like, you know, the second coming of Joe Montana, like Tom Brady, what he turned into, right? But yeah, only in video games could that kind of thing happen. I'm set aside Miles Austin and Tony Romo again there. Ooh, I like that. So Roger Staubach was obviously my favorite Cowboy, right? Even though I'm only 43, right? And he retired before I was born. You know, I did like book reports on him when I was a kid and stuff. So he's always been my favorite. So I like that. That card is front and center in the PC now. Nyland, Michael Irvin too. That's pretty cool. So another Miles Austin. The late Marion Barber. I started a little PC of him. I don't know if I have a Sean Lee rookie card from Score. So that's setting aside. And a different Romo. And a different Witten. So, yay. Nice Cowboys cards in here. They're always a good find, right? Got a whole pile over there of Cowboys and Mets cards I got to insert into the PC that aren't there yet. And, of course, as I do that, I'll go through and I'll figure out, oh, I already had those ones. And they'll just wind up right back in the product. So, football card packs are $3.60 a pack, right? So, you know, baseball card packs are $1.85 over in the shop. If you buy in bulk of some baseball teams, I do cut a deal on that. And, of course, there's also the mix boxes, right, where if you don't care what teams you get, you just want a bunch of cards. It saves you a little bit of money, too, for going through and doing that. So check all those things out over there, right? And if you just want cards, right, your favorite team, that's what I'm here for. So you don't have to go out there and buy the $30, $40 blaster boxes and maybe get one of them, right? You know, you do get old stuff, but you get new stuff, too. And that box isn't going to cooperate as much. And what the hell happened to that card? Ugh. I don't know if I want to touch that. Of course, when I threw it over there towards the trash can, I missed, too. So let's slip into this box a little bit here, since that was kind of getting caught on there. And again, it's just some more Score and Fleer. So, hey, it's a good box. I didn't pay too much for it, right? And we'll turn it around. We'll get, you know, between this and the, you know, cards that are behind me here waiting to go out, sometime in early August, we'll get these all mixed in and start updating the football product, right? So that's another reason to give us a like and subscribe, like I said. If I'm sold out of your favorite team now, like I'm sold out of 13 of them, just happens to be one of your favorite teams, you'll see when they're back in stock. And, you know, they won't last till Christmas, most of them. So definitely check them out while you can. And this is going to wrap it up here. And the last few cards here. And, of course, the ones that I dropped over here. But, yeah. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. And I appreciate your time. And, again, if you're new here, give us a like, subscribe. Definitely would appreciate it. Check us out over here. Link, again, is in the description of the video. We'll see you in the shop.